Hi guys, this will be my second video in my college Q&A series on my YouTube channel. This video is going to be on something that is very near and dear to my heart for many reasons that are just really unfortunate, and it is roommates. Your college roommate can really shape your freshman year. I feel like most colleges require you to live on campus your freshman year, so you have to have a roommate, and on top of that you have to live in a tiny room that really wasn't meant for two people to live in it. So it's just so much fun. It really is. Which is why it's really important to evaluate your options as far as roommates and really get to know that person before you start living with them. Growing up, I have a little brother, but it's not like we had to ever share a room, so I wasn't used to sharing my space. I mean, we shared the bathroom, but I'm the girl, so obviously I had most of the counter space and stuff like that. So it was a little bit of a culture shock. Not necessarily a culture shock. It was a big shock to live in this tiny room with this one other person that you don't really know. Some people choose to live with people that they know from high school. I don't know how I feel about that, because being friends with somebody and living with somebody are two totally different things. And more often than not, you're gonna end up not being friends, I feel. I mean, sometimes it works out, but it's just such a thin line. I would just err on the side of caution and look for other people, for roommates. Maybe try to live in the same building as your friend, but living together, it's just totally different. As far as picking a roommate, I know in my college they had like a kind of like online chat room type thing where you could get to know people and you put out your preferences, like I like the room moderately clean, or I like the room, messy, or I go to sleep at this time, I wake up at this time. Important questions, because you don't think those are going to be issues until your roommate has an 8 a.m. every morning and you don't have class till 12, so they're up at 7 o'clock and you're trying to sleep because you don't go to bed till 1 o'clock in the morning. Those are the major issues that you're going to run into in the beginning. Another thing is, after you've been chatting for a while, getting to know them, and you're kind of sure that you want to live with this person, the next big thing you need to discuss is furniture in the room. Who's bringing the futon? Who's bringing the carpet? Because you're going to want a carpet. I'll do some Adoram Essentials video too, but just talk about are you going to bring the Keurig? Are you going to share the TV? Sharing. What does sharing mean? Because to some people, I know for me, sharing means even when I'm not there, I don't mind if you use it. Kind of like my stuff is your stuff type thing. But, if you break it, you would replace it just out of common courtesy. I don't feel like I should have to tell you that you have to replace it. But some people don't understand that. So that's why you have to have these conversations with your roommate. So establish who's bringing what. And then, you move in, y'all are getting along, it's great. And then you have your first conflict. And I whisper that word because I'm not a confrontational person. I literally hate arguing. I really don't argue at all with people, unless it's my boyfriend. But you're going to run into some type of issue at some point. If you don't, you're just really, really fortunate. But it's going to be something. It's going to be, oh, you need to vacuum more, or oh, you need to take out the trash. It's going to be something. How to deal with those conflicts. it really just depends on your personalities. I am, like I said, a non-conversational person. So I'm going to do whatever it takes to make sure that we don't have to have that conversation again. And oftentimes that means that I end up doing all the work, or I end up being the only person that compromises, because that's just my personality. And I really need to get out of doing that. I really do. But I just like to keep the peace. I really do. So you have your first conflict. You need to sit down and talk about it the moment it happens. Don't let things fester and get worse. You just need to talk about it. If you don't think that you can get through the conflict by yourselves, you have an RA. Your RA is there for a reason. Schedule a meeting with your RA. RAs are trained in conflict mediation. So, talk to your RA about it. And if at that point you don't see any other option, realize that you do have options. You don't have to stay in the room with the crazy person. You can move out. Most colleges, you can switch rooms. You put in a request. Bada boom, bada bing, it's done. Because it honestly, I had roommate issues my freshman year and my sophomore year, which has kind of taught me that I just don't need to live with people. But my freshman year, I had issues with my first roommate, and I just didn't want to be in the room. And the thing is, your parents or whoever is paying for that room, and you pay each the same amount, so that is your room, and you should be comfortable in your room. And it will affect like your grades and everything. So deal with it when you can. I kind of tried to wait around to see if things would get better, and I should have honestly just moved out the moment things started going south. Because when somebody showed you their true colors, you have to believe them, and they're not suddenly going to change. So you have to do what's best for you, what's best for your education. And if you got to get out of there, you just got to get out of there. You just do. So if you have any other questions or things you want me to discuss about the roommate process, what you should look for in a roommate, things of that nature, you can email me. I'll have my email down at the bottom. You can comment. I will read comments. But please just like, comment, share, and subscribe, and have a